Welcome to Spotlight. I'm your host, Amitha. Join us weekly to get inspired by guests and their success stories. Globally, Canada is known as a land of freedom, security, and opportunity. So it's no wonder that we are getting lots of international students, and this rate has been increasing since the mid 2000s. The trend seems to be students coming from India, wanting to study in Ontario, and in the fields of business management and public administration. Our guest today is a success international student story. He is the president of the Seneca Student Federation. It's with pleasure we welcome to our show Ritik Sharma. Welcome, Ritik.
Thank you so much, Amita, for having me to the show. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ritik Sharma, and I'm the president of Seneca Student Federation. And I'm super excited to talk about and inspire about my journey to all the international students.
Well, we are excited to find out too, because there's lots of viewers, I'm sure they are international students or who have been students and who are settled here now, because you are part of that success story, part of that potential to be part of Canada's permanent, labor force. And so you're adding to Canada's landscape. But first of all, let's start with where your journey began before you came to Canada. Tell us a little bit more.
For sure. Let me just start from my background. So I am from Jalandhar, Punjab, from India, and I started my Canada's journey 2.5 years ago. And I did my high schooling, till 10th grade. I was in a convent school, and afterwards I was in APJ school that is in Jalandhar, and I was living with my parents, and I was completely reliable on my parents, and each and everything I was, I was so looking forward to my father and for cooking and all this stuff. I was just looking on to my mother, and she used to serve me each and everything. And I felt like there should be something, that I should be reliable upon myself, and I should become independent. And I felt like there is opportunity that I can lead to, Canada, and be in a college or a university where I can grow myself, and at the same time, add up onto my academic success. So I was looking into the colleges, and then I realized like Seneca has a good potential opportunities for the students. So I applied through that, and I was very much into the international business because I have a background from like my family as well. We have our own business back home, so that's why that inspired me to pick up international business course, and that led me to be here in Canada and I started my journey 2.5 years ago, and I'm lucky enough where I am right now, and I'm super excited to talk about the whole journey in the following minutes.
Amazing. So it sounds like your family was already into business, and that's why you decided to pursue a career in business. Were there any doubts along the way, or any challenges along the way?
I would say the challenges was like I was getting very dependent upon my parents, and I was like, okay, we have business, and I'm just gonna go over that as well. And eventually it was like a spoon feeding to me, which I didn't want. I always wanted to never settle for less. That's what my grandfather told me all the time, that you have to stand on your feet as well. And though he's not with us, but still his blessings is with me, and he has always taught me, that be dependent and be independent, and always work hard and serve best for the community. So that's why the challenges was just like this, that I was getting very dependent on my parents, which I didn't want. So I just started a new journey and started by all by myself, so that I can do something on my end.
That is amazing that you actually, figured that out earlier on. And it sounds like you had some guidance, like you said, from your grandfather, because I think it may be common in a lot of South Asian families or in our culture that, the parents mean best for the kids, but don't understand they're probably spoon feeding, like you said. And sometimes the kids don't realize it early on, and maybe they are not able to practically apply things that they learn in life if they are being spoon fed. But this is great, Ritik, that you kind of had this realization early on and decided you wanted to stand on your own feet and make a name for yourself. So that's great, and we are glad you're here now. Coming to Canada, you told us you looked into the programs and this seemed to be enticing and seemed appropriate for where you wanted to be in life. But actually, coming to Canada as a student, what were some of the challenges you faced?
So the challenges, I guess, a lot of international students faces a cultural shock. That everyone faces here. The entire thing is changed. The education system is changed. The studies that are back home and the policies that we have in the education system is entirely different what we have here. And then there is a shift in the entire life. Being dependent upon yourself for cooking, for washing your dishes, and for doing your laundry and each and everything. Those were the challenges. And also for international students, there is, I would say, a huge burden of getting the tuition fees, and at the same time getting a job at the same time, just because to pay their tuition fee and pay their expenses. These are the challenges that every I guess each and every international student face. And so did I was challenging a lot. I could have asked my parents to pay my tuition fee and everything, but I didn't want to do that, because eventually that would lead me to another spoon feeding, which I didn't want. So I started working in different areas, different aspects. So that time was very challenging. I could see myself struggling, but at the same time, the journey that I started through that, I guess, that leads to be all over personality, that leads to come up to all over personality. And I would say the challenges in the very beginning that I said, so is the education difference. So the policies that we have back home is like, if you uh, try to have an assignment with your friend as as the same as his assignment, it's exactly the same. They don't plagiarize you or anything. But here in Canada, the education policy is entirely different. If you try to take someone's work, you have to cite it, otherwise you are caught into the plagiarism. Or that's the I guess a lot of students are not aware of the fact, but that's what our student federation is doing, aware students about all these policies that Canadian education has. And these policies actually led the students who are having backlogs just because they are getting failed, because they are getting plagiarism. I guess that's kind of shocking for international students, because they are not aware of it. But now the awareness is being spread, and luckily, like, every college is taking concern about these policies. So I hope it helps a lot of international students. The rest, coming up to the cultural shock, it was entirely different. Working all the way for your expenses, for your transportation, from your mobile bills, and even for your groceries and rents, and paying saving money for your tuition fee. I guess that's very challenging. I still remember myself starting at a restaurant, and eventually the position I am. I guess that's a long journey. At that takes a lot of blessings from all your loved ones. I guess that has helped me to be at this position.
Well, that explains a lot. Thank you, Ritik, for enlightening us on, what are some of the challenges that international students face. And now maybe we can understand better why, when we talk about people coming from other countries, they're asked for a Canadian equivalency. It's because you told about how there's a difference in the education system in terms of then how you can apply it in the Canadian system. So this is great information, Ritik, and we now want to find out more about your actual journey at Seneca College. But before that, it's time for a short break. Welcome back to Spotlight. We are talking to international student success story, Mr. Ritik Sharma. So, Ritik, you have told us about your journey thus far and as to where you ended up in Seneca College. Now, tell us about your journey so far in Seneca College.
All right, so this actually provides a sparkling thing in my eyes, because I still remember each and everything very detail, that from where I started and where I am. So I would start with the a very first orientation, where I saw a vision of student federation, and where it all gets started. So I started my journey on 6th of May. That was my orientation day, and I went to the orientation, and they were telling about the services that what Seneca provides, and what the student federation do for the students. I saw a vision, like, I didn't want to settle for just the average student, every international student, uh, just like them, just going to this colleges and going to the college and then coming back and afterwards going for my shifts and then ending up my life saying that I don't have anything exciting in my life. It's just a struggling life, which I didn't want. So I started looking up for co-curricular activities, or started want to engage with Seneca. I started volunteering for Seneca Student Federation from the very beginning. I saw into the orientation that they have a vision to serve to the students. So I'm just gonna be very frank why I joined Seneca Student Federation and eventually why my goal shifted to other space. So I started volunteering because I saw they used to do a lot of events, a lot of parties, and each and everything, which is very which when we see from outside it looks very exciting to all the international students. So I started volunteering for the events, and then I started volunteering for other services. And afterwards, they took an interview, so I got hired as a part-time staff for food bank. In the food bank, while I was working at the food bank, I just realized that students have a lot of needs. There are students who are actually struggling to get their groceries, to get these food items, and they don't have the money for that, which completely changed my mind. And I was like, I was into the events, and then I realized there is a need of other thing as well. And while working in the food bank, I was always communicating with the students. I was very curious to know like what they are struggling at, what my life is, and so that I can connect more with the students. And then afterwards, like while working with the students and hearing from them, I just realized that I need a bigger vision to myself, and a bit more of I would say a power, or a bit more of sense of I guess implementing the things. So I looked up into the things where I can give best from for my students. So then I ran for the elections for the coordinator position at Seneca Student Federation. I was elected as a coordinator for Seneca Student Federation in 2020, and I was the highest vote getter at the Student Federation. So that actually shifted my whole vision from that place. When I was into the council, I could hear advocacy issues from the students, why students have been struggling with their tuition fees, what are their academic goals, and why are they lacking in their academic goals, and also providing services to the food bank and adding up membership perks to the students, because that was a time when we just shifted from a live world to a virtual world, and that shift has changed a lot of things in academic institution journey, because we were planning to do everything on campus, but eventually we were shifted to the virtual world. But from the student federation, we realized for a fact like the college life should not be compromised, so we shifted all our services from, I would say, from going into a live events to on to our virtual world. Then we shifted all our food bank, our student development grants, our health and dental plans, our tax clinic, each and everything virtually. And our front desk was even shifted to a virtual front desk where students can send the messages. And afterwards, like after a year, I realized that we need something. I need some more powers, and I need some more uh, more authority to delegate the task. And I think I need a better place to do something for my students. So I just ran for the position for Seneca Student Federation. I had this vision from the very beginning. I told you in the orientation, I could see, that the president has the power, and they have, they have the power and the mind to, to do something for the students and to change the policies and to sit onto the college committees. And then from there, I ran for the elections, and I was the highest vote getter and in that elections as well. And I actually broke the record for like that was the highest vote. It was 1717 votes, and it was the highest votes ever in that has been voted in Seneca Student Federation. So luckily and by God's grace, I was elected as the Seneca Student Federation president in 2021 May. And from that, I started working upon different initiatives, which includes a lots and lots of donation and bursaries for the students, which includes COVID-19 relief fund. We along with my board team, board of directors team, we have allocated $500,000 for COVID-19 relief fund. And on top of the bursaries, like we have 100,000 that we have allocated for, especially for the students who are from equity, diversity, and inclusive awards. Then we have given 75,000 for work related learning, and we have given 25,000 to Green Citizen Symposium. And for Seneca Helix, because we want students to have experience in their innovative way, so we have given $51,000 to Helix as well. As we have always supported the food bank, and the North York Harvest has, and the York Region Food Bank has supported us, so we donated $10,000 to those as well. And also for indigenous students, we know like how they are struggling, so to always give them a representation, we have donated $21,000 to our indigenous students as well. And we have given $50,000 matching donations for our Seneca alumni, because we wanted to start up a soup program for our students that is going to start in I guess in March, for our students. They can get free soup on campus. Also, the initiatives that we have started as of now is like meal support program. So all the students at Seneca, they have, who are full-time enrolled, they have full access to have free meal breakfast program from Seneca Student Federation only, so that students can attend their class to have, at least they have something in their stomach, so that they can utilize their energy to the fullest. And I would say the journey, it has been very much blessed, and I can rely on the fact that I have been supported by a lot of people, which includes my executive director, my managers, and the council team that I have, and the board members, and all the students on top of that, because they have shown a good faith and trust in me, and I have been trying my best to at least give 10% of what they have trusted upon me. And that's what I feel like as of now. And I would say,
What a fulfilling journey so far, Ritik. I mean, you have realized what is really needed when it comes to challenges, because you're an international student yourself. And it is so inspiring to learn that when you first realized what, the Federation was all about, more like social events, you looked for a more fulfilling purpose. And that's why you kept, working at it. And it's no surprise you got the support of everybody, because you were working on things that were really needed for, the students to settle down here in Canada, whether it be their studies or going on to the labor force. So it's no surprise. And I'm so glad you brought up that it's an all-inclusive federation. Like, is that right? Is that what I heard? It's
exactly.
yeah.
We are for by the students, and we are for the students, and our vision is inclusivity, diversity, and we are following that as well.
Okay, amazing. Now, for our viewers who are watching us, where can they get more information if they want to be either an active participant in this federation or get help from the federation?
Definitely, yes. So all the students, they can, or if you are a potential Seneca student as well, and you want to know more about our services, and want to know more about SSF, you can always go on our website, that is ssfinc.ca. And also you can go and follow us on our social media, that is Seneca SSF. And through that, you will get all the information. And if you are a Seneca student, if you want to reach out to your president, you can always go on my professional account, that is SSF president, and you can always reach out to us, and we are just one text away.
Amazing. So it sounds like there's already a lot of projects in place, and there's so many more projects that are going to be upcoming because of you and your team's efforts. So yes, viewers, go find out more information. You can probably be part of the projects, or get help where you need it. So Ritik, we have more to talk to you about, not just your journey, but, where you are as a whole individual, succeeding today here in Canada. But before that, it's time for a short break. Welcome back to Spotlight. We are talking to Ritik Sharma about his inspirational story as to how he is today a successful international student, making a contribution to Canada's landscape. So Ritik, this is great. So inspired by what you have been doing right from the start, where your journey started in India to where you are now as the president of the Seneca Student Federation. I wanted to go back to the point you brought up, just previously, about how you realized helping others is not just about the organizing of social events. Can you elaborate a little bit more about that?
Definitely, yes. So I would start with this, like, when we organize an event, and after that event, students are very much satisfied, and then they're like, wow, that was such an amazing party. after a week, no one remembers about the parties, and no one remember about the events that they were going into, and which singer came by. Oh, it's just a week thing, and it just goes into the Snapchat memories and all the stuff that is done. But once students are helped into their advocacy, supposing a student is caught into the plagiarism and they are not known about the policies what college is following, right? And if you help them out, to let them know, like, you can get a supplementary exam, or you can get a midterm exam, and you can ask your professor or a chair to get you some solutions for that, or you can represent their voices in the college committees, I guess. And then they eventually get a supplementary exam, and then protect those students from extending their study permit just because they fail in their program. They were caught into plagiarism, that because of that reason. Or also extending their study permit, or if they have failed, they have to pay their tuition fee as well. That is around $1,400 for an international student, which is way too much. So when you help them in this way, they will remember the Student Federation name throughout their life and throughout their journey, which actually helped me to change my vision from all the events to advocacy part. And that's what I have realized. And in addition to that, I would say this advocacy part has helped us a lot. Now we don't have to engage with the students are actually coming up to us and looking into the options, why they should reach out to their Student Federation. So this shift has helped me to help more students and have a better vision for our Student Federation.
Very well said. I mean, it's definitely when somebody helps you in need is when you leave a long-lasting, impression and you never forget. So this is great. So the Seneca Student Federation is really doing an amazing job through your leadership and your team. Ritik, at this point, I'm going to ask you what your vision is going forth.
Definitely. Yes. So as of now, I have a vision in my mind that I'll try my level best to help as many people as possible throughout my journey. And I have been re-elected as a president for Seneca Student Federation until May 23, and I'll try my level best to serve all the students till that tenure. And on top of that, I have a vision in my mind that I won't be settling for less no matter what. I don't want to live an average life. Either it be a savage, or it's not going to be average. Other it's going to be a very low, a very, I would say, a very lower life. So that's what I have a vision in my mind. So if I have already stepped into something, I'm gonna give my level best into this field. And the goals that I have as of now is I see a vision that from now onwards until the end of my journey, I could connect with more people, help out more people, and try to engage with as many students as well, and try to hear about the concerns from the international students, which also leads to the mental health problems that students are facing, and other problems that students have been facing just because of the pressure they have for the international tuition fee. So don't want to restrict it to the Student Federation only. I am just looking into other resources and other options that other organizations can also provide, so that eventually it helps the students, not just international but domestic students as well, all the students as a community. And eventually it can help out the whole society, because the students, they are the future of of each and every country, and everyone is relying upon what their education is, and how they have been going through their journey. So I guess the main focus is to help them, and to have have an opportunity for each and every student to have a better college life.
Very well said. Wow, Ritik, it sounds like you're constantly, thinking about ways to improve life for, yourself and lives of others. Do you ever have some time to relax and just recuperate from all that you do? Like, what do you do for hobbies?
Yeah, I would say this Student Federation has helped me a lot, to work upon myself as well. And I really enjoy working for Seneca as well as the students. And on top of that, when I have a leisure time, I just relax and work out, or I just go for a dance session, because I just love dancing, and that what helps me to relax from each and everything, and just focus upon the things that I feel like they are very engaging, or I feel like they are very much much giving me very much happiness. So I just go for a dancing session, or I just go and work out, and that what makes me feel happy. And eventually, talking to my father and talking to my mother, it actually lightens up my mood way too much. I have the best friends that I call my mom and dad, and talking to them has always given me the best time that I can ever have.
Amazing. You are such a wonderful example of someone who uses the 24 hours in a day to the fullest. And it's been quite inspiring talking to you, Ritik. Do you have any final words for our viewers?
Yes, for all the people who are looking into the options, and for all each and everyone who is looking trying to be successful or just struggling, I would say stick to your goals. You are almost there. It's just you have to look into yourself. You have a lot of capability, and you can achieve it. It's just a matter of hard work. I would say luck. It's just a matter of 2 or 3%. That's 97% is all your hard work, and you keep a focus on anything. I guess you can lead up to the success very, very easily. So keep your focus, keep your eyes upon the goals that you have. Just I would request each and everyone to just make a goal in your life, because if you have a goal, you have a vision, and if you have a vision, you can ultimately lead to that vision no matter what, and nothing's gonna stop you for that. So just stick to your goals, and eventually, I wish you all the very luck that I hope each and everyone's dream gets fulfilled. And thank you so much for having me, Amita.
Well, thank you so much, Ritik. We wish you all the best, and we are so sure you're going to make a mark, which you're already making a mark, but you're going to make a bigger dhamaka, as we say. All the best.
Thank you so very much, Amita. It was nice chatting with you.
Thank you. So that was Ritik Sharma, who has enlightened us about the lives of international students and who has inspired us to keep going after our goals. Well, that's a wrap for this week's show. Thank you for watching us. Continue to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and write to us at spotlight@ethnicchannels.com. Until next week, this is Amita signing off, encouraging you to believe that you can.